Good evening. I know you're not really expecting to see my face for another Taz effect for today, but a lot has been trickling in as far as the news. So we've got a special edition Taz effect this evening. I'm not going to try to do all these individually. Whew. So let's go ahead, quickly as possible. I'm not going to hold y'all too much too late. This good Friday evening might help if I illuminate the situation a little bit. There we go. Now you can see me. Alrighty. Vance sent 2:30 a.m. text as officials tried to cover up Signalgate. What? Yes, it's a lot. It's a lot. J.D. Vance hit up his buddies in the Signal chat used to coordinate bombing Yemen at the late-night plea for companionship hours. Not they said he was texting at booty call hours. Hours after the chat's existence was revealed to the public by Atlantic editor Jeff Goldberg. This chat kind of dead, Vance texted at 2:26 a.m. Anything going on? This is one of those times where I truly wish, I was, that this was like some weird joke that, the powers that be for the United States wouldn't be this stupid. But then I'm reminded where I live, where I must reside. Unfortunately, and it's, what can you do about it? What can you do about it? Let's see. Oh, wow. Go. Let's see. Here we go. This is the chat. Powers that be, chatting like a bunch of middle schoolers. A report from the Pentagon Inspector General released Thursday reveals new details about what the chat's members did in the days and hours after March 24th, when Goldberg published that Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth had inadvertently texted him classified information about the Trump administration's war plans. The Vice President's "you up" style message, which we are generously reading as a joke, was sent in the wee hours of the morning on March 25th. So just everybody is up late at night chit-chatting. But they knew that there was a problem because Scott Bessent of the Treasury, and it's in parentheses that he's of the Treasury, sent a disappearing message that was timed to 8 hours. Like, where Vance chose to make light of the possible treason, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent appeared to have another aim: to cover the group's tracks. According to the screenshot, Bessent shortened the time it would take for messages to disappear from the chat to 8 hours. Goldberg reported that the messages had previously been set to disappear after either 1 or 4 weeks, already a potential violation of federal law. This is your meritocracy. This is your meritocracy. This is your meritocracy. Other officials changed their profile names. Secretary of State Marco Rubio changed his screen name from MAR to MR. CIA Director John Ratcliffe shortened his name to simply John. And Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller, SM, changed his name to SM76. It's unclear why these obviously identifiable and already identified officials would change their names or attempt to make their messages disappear faster. The photo of the chat from the report was taken on March 27th, leaving only a day for fast deleting messages to be sent and then erased, but they obviously were scrambling. Every day. Every day. Every day it's something. Something. It's something. It's something. From there, a Navy warship mistook U.S. fighter jets for enemy missiles and opened fire. The targeted pilot saw his life flash before his eyes. A U.S. Navy pilot whose jet was mistakenly shot down by an American warship over the Red Sea told investigators he saw his life flash before his eyes before ejecting from the doomed aircraft. The command investigation into the late December 2024 friendly fire incident, which Business Insider reviewed prior to the release on Thursday, reveals that the warship's crew mistook 2 Navy F/A-18 Super Hornet fighter jets for anti-ship cruise missiles fired by Houthi rebels in Yemen. In a catastrophic failure, the cruiser USS Gettysburg launched surface-to-air missiles at both FA-18s, shooting down one and nearly hitting the second. It also targeted a third friendly aircraft, but never pulled the trigger. Yeah. You let that sink in. Let it truly sink in. America. Oh, yeah. Are we great yet? Are we great yet? Is this what greatness looks like? Supreme Court to rule on Trump's bid to end birthright citizenship. Lower courts across the country have blocked the policy. The Supreme Court has agreed to decide whether President Donald Trump's plan to end automatic birthright citizenship for children born on U.S. soil is unconstitutional. The justices announced Friday they will take up the issue with arguments likely in April and a decision expected by the end of June. Hours after Trump was inaugurated in January, he signed an executive order declaring that children of undocumented immigrants and foreigners on limited duration visas would no longer be entitled to U.S. citizenship. The president said the order was needed to discourage illegal immigration and birth tourism where pregnant women enter the U.S. legally to gain U.S. citizenship for their children. So if they're entering legally, you know what? Here's the thing. What's going to be the cutoff? What's going to be the cutoff? Because if they agree with him, let's say for the sake of argument, okay, let's say they agree with him. that would make Trump ineligible to be the current sitting POTUS. Because the only reason he's here, part expatriation, but also birthright citizenship. Yeah. Marco Rubio would no longer qualify to be Secretary of State. So this is what happens when you try to boss too close. The Trump and his entire family would be gone. Now, Barron, slippery slope. Barron would be gone too. But Trump would no longer be eligible to be POTUS. And depending on how far back they decide to start this process, we'll end up with our first Native American president. Because that would be all who would qualify. Hey, I'm here for it. Let's go. Trump's policy, which fulfilled a campaign pledge, never took effect due to a flurry of legal challenges. Federal judges across the country ruled that the policy is at odds with the Constitution and an 1898 Supreme Court ruling long seen as guaranteeing citizenship to virtually everyone born in the U.S. Although the courts blocked Trump's policy within days of its issuance, the Justice Department did not immediately ask the Supreme Court to revive it. Instead, in March, Solicitor General D. John Sauer asked the justices to use the birthright-related litigation to tell judges to stop the issuance of nationwide injunctions against the federal government. Sauer's move, which put off the high court battle over birthright citizenship for about a year, led to a Supreme Court ruling in June that reined in judges' authority to issue nationwide injunctions, but didn't slam the door on them altogether. The Trump administration returned to the high court in September, asking the justices to take up the substance of the birthright fight and ruled that Trump's policy is constitutional. The citizenship clause of the 14th Amendment was adopted to grant citizenship to freed slaves and their children, not to the children of illegal aliens, birth tourists, and temporary visitors, Sauer wrote. The plain text of the clause requires more than birth on U.S. soil alone. So, hey, Magpie. So, if they hold by that and say that is the traditionalist view of the Constitution, are we going to give Trump the same treatment that we're giving those that his administration are deeming illegal? I vote that we do. Get the cameras out, get the lighting out, shave his head, put some, abduct him in the middle of the day at work. Like, just go on in, kick down the door of the Oval. Go ahead and drag him out. Seems fair to me. They keep playing with immigration as if, and here's the thing. When I say that there's a culmination of history coming together, and we're getting real life in your face, you cannot look away. You cannot deny it. Examples of things that many of us have been trying to explain for a very long time. Just like how racist love and fetishize melanated bodies to procreate with. Hey, Nana Jack. Because all of these racists and bigots, brown spouses, all of this interracial, and let us not forget, Scott Bessent, Mr. I want to fight everybody, okay, at every cabinet meeting, on the White House lawn, is a gay man that is married. What happened to traditional family values? And no. And we got to fight against this, and we got to support Kim Davies, and don't give marriage licenses to. You have a sitting cabinet member that is a married gay man. You have the children of immigrants all up and through the cabinet, whether cabinet members themselves or spouses. Now, also, if you've noticed, MAGA has kind of decreased talking about groceries and grocery prices and all that good stuff. Okay? There's only so long and so many ways you can lie when everybody's going through things together. Right now, MAGA feels the pinch. Over a third of Trump voters say they're facing the worst cost of living crisis yet. You think? You think? MAGA is feeling the pinch. More than 1/3 of President Donald Trump's own voters believe the cost of living in the U.S. is the worst they've ever seen, according to a new poll. And more than half say that the president bears at least some of the blame. He bears all of it. Remember, he told y'all himself that it starts from the top. It is the fault of the leader. His words, no mine. Yeah. And it's time for y'all to stop lying to yourselves, going, oh, it's always better under a Republican. No, it's not. No, it's not. Let me put it to you like this. Say we're both working in the kitchen. You work first shift, I work third shift. During third shift, I get everything stocked, chopped, put away for you. Okay? Get you completely set up for the day. When you walk in, does that mean that you did that? Does that mean that you're the better employee because you came in with and you had a stocked kitchen? No. No, it doesn't. We have to realize the overlap that Republicans tend to hedge their bets to come into office on the swing of a Democratic economy. They're banking on you to be stupid and think that change is just instantaneous. Like soon as there's a new party behind the Resolute desk, that all of their policies instantly take effect. And that's not how any of that works. The survey conducted for Politico indicates that the president and the Republican Party have their work cut out for them in selling voters on their economic vision before the next year's midterm elections. Already this year, Democrats have romped into victory in several elections across the country, including in New York City, New Jersey, and Virginia, by honing in on the issue of affordability. Because the GOP likes to sell you the myth of, we're down home, we're just like you. This is why y'all like the recording artists and the actors, the celebrities that you do. You like the people who sell you the myth of living like you, not people who do in reality, because you all love to make fun of those who are the common folk just like you. You sit there and go, oh, we don't align with the elites, but you keep electing the elites in. You keep electing in these white Ivy League graduated idiots. These people who think that $20 for a gallon of milk is affordable. These same people who tell you that they're not making enough money at nearly $200,000 a year, that they're not making enough money to be able to live. But they don't want to raise anything for you. They're living the lap of luxury when it comes to universal health care and approving the financing of us to supply universal health care to other countries while telling you it won't work here, while it's working here for them. Child, please. And y'all gobble it up. So you like it. I guess somebody love it. Not me. I'm waiting for y'all to get it together. Now, I put on TikTok and on YouTube and on Upscroll. If you're not on Upscroll, check the links in my bio. Go over there. I have more social commentary over on Upscroll. Plus some snippets of news. But Pete Hegseth is over on Twitter. Yes, I know what his adoptive stepdaddy calls it. I call it what his bio daddy named it. Twitter, basically doubling down on his war crimes. But remember, the narrative was, they were climbing back onto the boat to complete the mission. What mission? Exclusive. Survivors clinging to capsized boat didn't radio for backup. Admiral overseeing double tap strike tells lawmakers. The two men killed as they floated holding onto their capsized boat in a secondary strike against a suspected drug vessel in early September did not appear to have radio or other communications devices, the top military official overseeing the strike told lawmakers on Thursday, according to 3 sources with direct knowledge of his congressional briefings. As far back as September, defense officials have been quietly pushing back on criticism that killing the 2 survivors amounted to a war crime by arguing, in part, that they were legitimate targets because they appeared to be radioing for help or backup, reinforcements that, if they had received it, could have theoretically allowed them to continue to traffic the drugs aboard their sinking ship. Okay, but that does not pose an imminent threat. Hey, lovely. Hey, sis. But last I checked, the only thing that's been confirmed about these vessels is that there have been the fishing vessels that have been targeted. So even if they did radio for backup, nobody was aiming at U.S. aircrafts. Nobody was even close enough to the United States. This wasn't like they were hovering about the border. No. Defense officials made that claim in at least one briefing in September for congressional staff, according to a source familiar with the session, and several media outlets cited officials repeating that justification in the last week. But Thursday, Admiral Frank Mitch Bradley acknowledged that the 2 survivors of the military's initial strike were in no position to make a distress call in his briefings to lawmakers. Bradley was in charge of the Joint Special Operations Command at the time of the strike and was the top military officer directing the attack. The initial hit on the vessel, believed to be carrying cocaine, killed 9 people immediately and split the boat in half, capsizing it and sending a massive smoke plume into the sky, the sources who viewed the video as part of the briefing said. Part of the surveillance video was zoomed in, higher definition view of the 2 survivors clinging to the still floating capsized portion, they said. So how were you supposed to continue a mission when your boat split in half? And if your goal is to stop drug trafficking, why not bring these people in and question them to figure out who's at the top? And if the whole thing is to protect the United States from drug smuggling and all this stuff, why would the commander-in-chief pardon one of the largest drug smugglers into the United States? Yes, It's Not Real has done the same thing. They're using the same talking points because, they share the same playbook. Told y'all, the United States likes to go back and forth with these things. Jesus Christ. How thirsty are you, girlfriend? Now, in case you missed it, once again, it's up on TikTok and it's up on YouTube. Trump finally got his Peace Prize. Wait a minute. Don't come for my neck. Don't be like, you're mistaken. They already awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. I didn't say he got the Nobel Peace Prize. I didn't say that. He got the FIFA Peace Prize. I'm not joking. He got the FIFA. FIFA created a Peace Prize a few weeks ago just for Trump. This love has taken control of me. Some lady on Facebook said if he pardoned him, I'm sure he had a good reason. Yeah. He didn't know who he was pardoning. Somebody else needed him pardoned. Trump has no idea what's going on at this point. Trump's body is forgetting how to function, and I'm not being facetious. Because you cannot put out the narrative. We got to save the people from the drugs. The drugs. Well, let's pardon the biggest drug dealer we've ever had. Because that makes sense. America. But from Trump's FIFA, a Trump exclusive, yeah, big shiny medal, like he won the gold at the Olympics. It's a thing. But pardon me, such a terrible mistake. Grinning Trump teases new name for Kennedy Center. Mothers, this is what happens when you have children you don't want. Okay? This is what happens. Okay? Mm-hmm. Just say no. It's okay to swallow them up. Okay? President Donald Trump has completely remade the Kennedy Center in his image, and now he wants to name it after himself. Kennedy family. Kennedy, where y'all at? Wait, see, now that y'all got 50 million names instead of Kennedy and people stop hyphenating Kennedy into the extension names, y'all done lost that zeal, that zhuzh. Did y'all stop hanging out with the mob? And side note about the mob, can y'all please stop giving Trump more credit than he deserves? Okay, y'all sitting there talking about, well, Trump has mob ties. No, Trump can recognize people from the mob and mafia who have made it to the news, who've made it onto TV. He does not have mob or mafia ties. He doesn't. He has been utilized by some people to get some things done, but he can't call in any favors on them. He's not that guy. He's not that guy. Okay? According to the New Republic, Trump let his plan slip during the speech at the U.S. Institute of Peace for the signing of a peace agreement between Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo. Coincidentally, the Institute of Peace is the latest building that the president has stamped his name on, even in the midst of a legal battle over who owns the building. Because that is what Trump does. I keep telling you all, Trump is not a real estate developer. Okay? He is good at branding, and so he's pretty good at marketing. I cannot stand the man, but hey, gotta be honest. He is good at branding. He is good at slapping the Trump name on things and making it appear as if he's doing stuff that he's not. He is Anna Delvey before there was Anna Delvey. If you know, you know. You have a big event on Friday at the Trump Kennedy Center. Oh, excuse me. The Kennedy Center, said the president, breaking out in a smile. Pardon me. Such a terrible mistake. Does he not realize how that sounds? It sounds like he married a Kennedy. Did the Trump Center marry the Kennedy Center? Did Trump Tower marry the Kennedy Center? Like, what's going on? Is that how he gonna break it out? And then is the Kennedy part of the center name just gonna fall off? This comes after a year of turmoil for the Kennedy Center, a cultural icon that has seen itself taken over by the president's loyalists. Ever since Trump stacked the board that oversees the landmark with his allies, ticket sales have crashed, a number of artists and groups have pulled out of performing there, and even the Washington National Opera is considering abandoning it. Stop considering it and just leave. Don't take no bread, don't take no head, just leave. Like, it's time, like, stop kissing his butt. Trump is controlled by his ego, and Trump has desired to be liked and respected for a very long time. When you all start letting him know that he's not liked and he's not respected, you will see a change. I say make his last days miserable. Now, I know I probably sound like, an end of times evangelical right about now, but his days are short, okay? We see the writing on the wall, okay? We are in the final days of Trump, okay? From Trumpalicious, John Jr., okay? 45, 47, it says that man's body is shutting down. His body cannot remember how to function. That's why it's always trying to sleep. I wonder if anybody is making sure that when he rolls over, he knows to turn his head. Okay. Can I get an amen from the congregation? Now, the deacon board of Never MAGA will be passing around the collection plate. We got to keep the lights on. This week, Rick Grenell, Trump's former ambassador to Germany and former acting director of national intelligence, who now serves as president of the Kennedy Center, blew up at reporters who had revealed revenue has plunged 50% under the leadership, who got that information from former Kennedy Center dance director Jane Rowley. Here's the thing. We didn't need reports. We know who's no longer performing there. Like Louis Armstrong's orchestra has like been performing there for like forever. They're not performing like we know people that like. The blog and here's the thing: who is going and filling up the seats are the people who don't have to pay to go. You know, members of this administration, and we know they don't really have any friends. I'm going to keep reminding y'all that Kristi Noem got robbed while having a Secret Service detail and being surrounded by her family. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The bloggers quoted a failed dance programmer who wasn't able to pay for the ideas she came up with at the Kennedy Center and who traveled the world watching other dance programs, expecting her salary and travel expenses to still be paid by someone, Grenell wrote on X. We fired her for being unable to lead with fiscal responsibility. What these far-left radical reporters never grasp is how responsible leaders must pay the bills. Is it too much to expect reporters to understand basic budgeting and finance? Since when is it an employee's job to... So... Okay, we just stupid. Okay, that's what it is. Okay. All right. You know what do we what do we know? Now, remember, Trump recently signed an executive order to reverse the pardons, commutations, etc. of Joseph Robinette Biden, that the Trump administration, and I'm saying Trump administration because Trump really doesn't have any idea what's going on. His body can't even remember to stay awake. Okay, that they deem were unlawful. Well, DOJ claims it has the power to decide who gets Trump's sweeping 2020 pardon. The Justice Department is deciding who's covered by extremely vague pardons. But the auto pen is the... Oh, he's definitely a sock puppet. And I think he's enjoying all those hands up his Bucci cat. I do. I'm not going to yuck his yum. I don't want to touch nothing that's coming near his yum, but okay. When Donald Trump issued a sweeping pardon for allies in his bid to subvert the 2020 election, he stretched the boundaries of the pardon power in unprecedented ways. The pardon's language is so vague and limitless that it could apply to thousands of people. And now Trump's Justice Department says it's up to Attorney General Pam Bondi and pardon attorney Ed Martin to decide who and which possible crimes Trump actually meant to cover. For everybody who says that Trump speaks plain, he says what he means and he means what he says. Why do we always need an interpreter for him? And why are there so many interpreters interpreting him different ways? There's no modern precedent and maybe no historical precedent either for a president to delegate his pardon powers to subordinates on a pardon this vaguely worded. Even past examples of blanket pardons, such as Andrew Johnson's sweeping clemency after the Civil War, Jimmy Carter's pardon for Vietnam-era draft dodgers, and Joe Biden's pardon for marijuana offenses, relied on more explicit criteria. The most comparable pardon, experts say, is Trump's Inauguration Day pardon for the perpetrators of the January 6, 2021 attack on the Capitol, a pardon so vague that it spawned legal battles across the country about whether Jan 6 defenders could apply it to crimes that had nothing to do with the riot. Courts splintered over how much weight to give the Trump administration's after-the-fact interpretation. Yeah, these pedophiles and fraudsters were really trying to like get that pardon applied to damn near everything. Fortunately, or unfortunately, or fortunately, many of them are back in jail or currently 6 feet under, being rotisserie by Beelzebub. But you know, silver lining. Silver lining. I'm still baffled that Ashley, but I mean, anything's possible when you're a white woman. Anything except for winning the new white people diaspora war. And if you missed the diaspora war of white people, you can check on the regularly scheduled the Taz Effect from earlier today. Trump's latest blanket pardon applies to all United States citizens for conduct relating to the advice, creation, organization, execution, submission, support, voting, activities, participation in, or advocacy for, or of any slate or proposed slate of presidential electors in connection with the 2020 presidential election. What? And while Trump identifies 77 recipients, he emphasizes that the pardon is not limited to the initial list. Trump then charges Bondi and Martin to issue pardon certificates to eligible applicants. How many people were helping him to try to steal the election that he lost count at 77 and was like, hey, y'all know the list, make sure they get pardoned? Oh, multiple of them, Magpie, were sexual offenders. Multiple. Yeah, this is definitely a long sprinkler pardon. And to say like, oh, you know, it's not limited to just them. Y'all know what to do. Bondi, Martin, you know, like the fuck. Pardon experts say this unusual delegation of pardon power is exacerbated by the vague language of the pardon itself, essentially leaving decisions about who's covered to the judgment of Trump's subordinates. When I was at the Justice Department, we would have taken the position that the president could not delegate the decision about who's covered, said Liz Oyer, Martin's predecessor as pardon attorney, who was fired in the early days of the Trump administration. Ultimately, the decision has to be the president, and it could be left to the discretion of the pardon attorney. So once again, United States as a whole, and the territories of the United States, it is time to become vocal. You have to stop letting these double standards and the hypocrisy reign true. Just because you're okay with the double standards when it comes to gender identity and gender politics and things like that does not mean you have to be okay with it in every other thing. First of all, they were like, Joe Biden's too old, but they never said Trump is too old. And here we are. They had questions about Biden's health. And here we are. And then recently, just a few days ago, we discussed this. The executive order regarding Biden's pardon auto pen, but we're not talking about Trump not even knowing who he's pardoning. And now he's like, you know what, I'm just going to just put this out here and then y'all determine who gets what. As a matter of fact, I have a homework assignment for y'all. Department of Justice emails are public. Email Pam Bondi and Ed Martin and ask them if you qualify for this blanket pardon. Ask. I don't give a damn what reason you give them. Ask them. They want to play silly games. Let's give them a silly prize. They're already wasting our taxpayer dollars. We might as well get something out of this wasted money. We paid for it. It's our time. We prepaid for it. Might as well pop and use it. And let's double down. Don't just ask if you're covered by this blanket pardon. Ask ask if this pardon also allows you representation from the Department of Justice as they're offering legal representation to Donald John Trump Sr. Since it's your tax dollars, just say, hey, I got this traffic ticket. Who can y'all send down to help me? Ask them. Ask them. Ask them. At this point, if they want to be silly, out silly them. Yes, be expensive. We're already footing the bill. Think of it like this. Think of it as you went out on the town with your friends, okay? And one of your friends watched you put your card down for the table, and they keep ordering bottle service. Pour it up. Get every bottle you can. Drink all the drinks, okay? Drink all the drink. They done already charged you 4 times for the bottle service. Drink it up. What Rihanna say? Pour it up. If they want to do silly stuff, let's show them how silly we can get. It's time to make it sticky. It's time to make it sticky. It's time to tell them, like, hey, if you're going to waste our time and our dollars, we're going to waste your time because we pay for your time. Yes, 1, 2, 3, drink. 1, 2, 3, drink. Yes, absolutely. Like it is. I don't know about y'all, but I'm sick and tired, and I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm tired of us having to budget down to the nanocent. And they just out here cashing out everybody but us. Run me my stuff. If you don't want to give me my money, if you don't want to give me my money's worth, I'm going to make sure I'm getting my money's worth. I'm going to make sure. We need to Karen and Richard them to. Yeah. I'll probably need a handler. We all gonna need a handler. Now, to close out this special segment, and hopefully things will simmer down over the weekend. Do I believe that it will? Probably not. But your girl got you. Okay? Now, remember we were talking about the whole Trump ballroom. And Trump fighting back and forth with people. Don't listen to the permits. You don't have to do this. You don't have to apply for this. And just going back and forth. Trump being Trump. Unqualified. All right. Trump fires ballroom architect who said it was too big. It's too big. It's too wide. It's too strong. It won't fit. That's what she said. The East Wing has been demolished. We're far past the time to be going back and forth with the architect, okay? I may not be an architect. I don't play one on TV or on the interwebs, okay? But I'm pretty sure I have a basic understanding of the order of operations. And by the time you start demolishing things, you should be past going back and forth with the architect, trying to work out the little, that's like arguing with the baker about your wedding cake at your reception. Like, Okay. President Donald Trump has replaced the architect who told him his White House ballroom was over the top. Trump had feuded with James McCurry II, whom he had personally selected to design his vanity project over his wish to supersize the already extravagant ballroom. McCurry urged Trump to exercise restraint, warning that the planned 90,000 square foot addition would overshadow the 55,000 square foot executive residence, according to the Washington Post. On Thursday, the Post reported that McCurry stopped leading the project in late October and that Trump has tapped architect Shalom. Shalom Bahrain's to take over. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. When reached for comment, the White House spokesman Davis Engel told the Daily Beast in a statement, as we begin to transition into the next stage of development on the White House ballroom, the administration is excited to share the highly talented Shalom Bahrains has joined the team of experts to carry out President Trump's vision on building what will be the greatest addition to the White House since the Oval Office, the White House ballroom. Shouldn't this have been done before we started? Shalom is an accomplished architect whose work has shaped the architectural identity of our nation's capital for decades, and his experience will be a great asset to the completion of this project. Bahrain's is. Why are you doing this? Like, I don't think it's ever going to be built. But my thing is, why are you? You know? Well, from news as to why, Kenny Chesney has revealed that Jimmy Buffett's ashes were smuggled into his Rock Hall induction. Let me explain something to y'all. Okay. If you're not going to go on adventures with me while I'm living, breathing, and walking around, don't go on adventures with my ashes. I want to have fun too. And I want to be able to remember. Like, that, no. And y'all will do any and everything to try to give white people some honors. Like, look, Cool Whips. Cool Whip people. Okay? To the Cool Whips. Stop. Okay, just stop. Yeah, don't. Yeah, I'm with your dad. Like, I would be sad. Don't be. No. Like it's Ashton Kutcher about right? Like, oh, my favorite didn't get this in their lifetime, so I'm get like it's one thing. Pay homage. You're like, oh, I'm gonna dedicate this to this person. Cool, 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 cool. But don't. No. I put that right up there with the people who were like, when somebody commits suicide, and then they want to be at their funeral. Like, they could have reached out to me. Heifer, they did, and you were their 13th reason why. Sit down. Sit down. Like, you contributed. Don't go on a world tour with my ashes. No, because I promise you, if bands can make her dance, my Holy Spirit will make them ashes dance. You're gonna wake up, and at the end of your bed, you just gonna see ashes just floating up. And yeah, you're gonna be coughing for no reason. Why? You want to go on an adventure? I'm gonna take you on an adventure. I'm gonna take you on I'm gonna take you on a black lung adventure. You want us to be as one and travel? We're gonna be as one and we're gonna travel. My ashes will fuse with you. Keep playing with me. Keep playing with me. Keep playing. Keep on. Keep on. And don't worry. My memorial service will be invitation only. If you ain't on the list, you ain't getting in. I'm not playing. I'm not playing. You don't get to dog me out or not speak to me my whole life and then show up, cry, and then eat. Absolutely not. First of all, why y'all eating after you pay homage to me? You ain't supposed to be hungry. You supposed to be grieving. Go cry. Shoot. Be full on memories. Okay? Hey, G. Don't. No. You want to repass my pictures. And if any of y'all, anybody, post a jacked up picture of me when I pass along, I'm coming back to haunt you. And I'm going to haunt you for 67 years. And even if you don't live 67 years, I will make sure they keep you on life support just so I can haunt you. And I'll shut down your vocal cords. Nobody will know that you just internally screaming. Do it. Find a bad picture of me. Find a bad picture of me. And then try to put it up in memoriam. Oh, in memorial. We both gonna have some memories. And don't be like, well, that's not very Christ-like of you. Y'all better shut up because y'all like to honor Christ by walking around with his murder scene around your neck. So hush. I don't really trust y'all. I don't trust y'all. And if you question whether or not I would like the picture, just don't do it. Don't do it. And don't be like, oh, she walked into a room and she brightened the room. No, I'm my mama's child. Just be like, well, she was honest. I'm with you, Magpie. Baby, listen. Just in the middle of the night, you'll just hear, baby, come to me. Let me put my arms around you. This was meant to be. Yeah, that's what you're going to hear. You're going to be like, oh, yeah, Then all of a sudden, yeah, keep playing with me. Keep playing. Keep playing. I said I love the Lord. I tolerate a lot of humans. And before you go, but Taz, judge not, lest ye be judged. I have been judged my entire life. There's somebody right now judging me based off something I ain't even never did. Okay, so I listen and I watch and I judge. Call me Judy. But yeah, go ahead. And don't be lying. When I pass away, don't be lying. Don't be sitting there talking about we were so close and you knew me better than anybody else. Absolutely not. Absolutely. I will rearrange the words on the obituary. Be like, this heifer is a liar. She is a lying. He is a lying. They are liars. We spoke 2 times and that was hello and get away from me. Don't do that. Do not do. Because some of y'all walking around lying now. Just because I ain't said nothing publicly don't mean that I don't know the lies y'all tell. Because there's a bunch of y'all out here claiming that we dated and we didn't. Some of y'all claiming that we did other things and we didn't. Because not to toot my own horn, but if we did, you wouldn't be talking about it because you would want to do it again. And you won't. Don't play with me. And a lot of y'all talking about, well, when she was this age, she was. No, she wasn't. No, she wasn't. I don't know why y'all think I like the general public that much. I don't. I do not need anyone lying on me during the speech. She was so innocent. I was. Exactly. Don't, You know, while I'm walking this earth, y'all sitting here calling me a heathen, a degenerate, all these things. Keep that same energy. When I die, you don't need to come to my funeral. You couldn't stand me. Remember? I was a horrible person. I was this. I was that. You had to fix everything for me. Take your plastic riddled fake behind on somewhere. Don't come check about me. Don't come check about me. I'm dead. Okay? I'm gone. Don't come see about me. Absolutely not. Keep it pushing. Because trust and believe, there's some of y'all, when y'all die, I'm not coming. I don't need confirmation. Somebody will put it up on Facebook or Twitter or on Instagram, I'll see the program. You'll be ice cold. I'll be warm. I'm not coming to your funeral. I don't need to look in the casket to make sure that you were there. Now, there's only one person at this point in my life whose funeral I would show up to just to be petty. And that's just because I truly believe that the Lord would let me outlive them just for that moment. I kind of wish that I would go before them because I want, even though I won't be there to see it, I want certain people to see the look on their face when they are at my service and the people who truly know me start talking about who I am and the walk I had in life, and their face just falls flat and all of their lies are revealed. Hey, Jay Thomas. But not seriously. At my funeral, at the repast, yes, I want you all to be fed. Fed all of my favorites. Okay? Y'all gonna leave some big backs. You might come and you thick and you fit. Okay? You're pretty hot and tempting when you come. Come in sweats. Come in something stretchy. Okay? You ain't got to get dressed up. Okay? Wear the color pink. Wear something comfy. Okay? That stretches because you're gonna leave as a big back. Okay? All right, you're gonna leave as a big back. Okay? I like Philly cheese egg roll. Okay, I like steak fried rice. You leaving as a big bag. Okay, we gonna have a good time. We gonna sit around. You gonna have some jokey jokes. All right, you keep in mind. I like a lot of different types of lemonade. Blueberry lemonade, strawberry lemonade, a lot of different teas. It's gonna be there. You're gonna want to taste all of it. You're gonna taste the goodness. Some cinnamon roll, apple streusel. You're gonna leave a big bag. Okay. You will remember me every time you look in the mirror at your waistline. I'm going to be with you, okay? I'm going to be with you. Oh, yes. Tina, and Mountain Dew on tap. When you walk in, you get Mountain Dew and a Reese cup off the rip. You know you are. And at some point, because of the golden girl in me, you leaving with some cheesecake. And given that I have yet to meet a cheesecake that I don't like, you're probably going to leave like 2 variety packs of cheesecake off the rip. Okay, we know I love a good filet mignon. Okay, medium rare. Okay, with a little blue cheese crumble. Okay, some loaded mashed potatoes with some beef bacon sprinkled over the top. Okay, maybe some asparagus, maybe some green beans. I don't know, but you. Okay, and then after that, you need a good spicy chicken sandwich. That's how it goes. And then of course, something 2 or 20 things that are red velvet, because I see it. Be comfortable, okay? Think Juicy Couture tracksuit. Hell, come in a blanket hoodie, okay? Come in a wearable blanket. All right? Just bring a reusable shopping bag, too. And like when my good friend Lisa passed away, because she was like the jewelry person. Yes, the Cool Whip people. Even the Cool Whip people, you'll be invited. Now, we realize that my palate is a little too spicy for y'all. So we'll have some plain butter noodles in the back for y'all. Stick to that. Okay. Like when my friend Lisa passed away, because she was a jewelry person, there was like, when you walked in, they had the whole foyer full of jewelry that you could take with you. Yeah, probably have to find a sponsorship for my funeral so y'all can walk away with a book, a journal, or something. Whenever they get done doing the final edit on my journal, maybe we'll give that away for free or something. Or maybe by the time I do croak, I'll have a couple books under my belt that we can give away. I don't know. Viva si, viva si, viva si. Viva! Yeah. Don't play with me. But just realize, if we want cool in life, don't show up. Don't show up. Because I got some siblings, some friends, and some cousins. They petty. They will turn into Bernie Mac on the mic and roast you if they let you in. And they're not opposed to fighting near a casket. They're not. Ooh, nice. Why do you say it like Stu? Stu, because okay, when I think of racist white people, I think of when Stewie says "cool whip," because "cool whip" seems like the cool whip you get from like the Dollar Tree. That if you make one stop going home from the Dollar Tree, it's gonna be melted. Okay, it's gonna be melted. Ooh, writing poems while you're listening to me. Oh, well, let me help you out, darling. As we approach the Yule tide, let us not forget our feelings for one another. We should never hide. All year round, we run up and down, but our true intentions we keep abound. When the sun seems defeated, for it is long retreated before we are ready for our days to end, take this nearing of the year as a cue for relationships to mend. Not so much romantic, not so much platonic, but those within ourselves, so that our projection, our promotion, our direction in the next year's Sonic. And with that, my good friends, as always, thank you for joining me here. I will see you all later. Be good, or at least good enough not to require bail over the weekend. Actually, don't do anything that requires bail to the end of the year. Okay? See y'all later.